Wait, it's Friday the 13th? What? Oh, Lord. Oh, dear. Right, I definitely need coffee. Back in two. How are we doing, boys and girls? Good morning. Welcome in. Is it really Friday the 13th? Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Well, let's play some video games and have fun either way. Sun's out this morning. It wasn't out when I took the dogs for a walk, but now it's wonderful outside. It's Friday. The wife has offered to go and do the shopping without me. I think she has another reason for going. I haven't figured out what it is yet, but probably buying something. But boys and girls, it's Friday and it's time to play some video games. Let's get things up and running. Who we got this morning? Say your welcomes. Oh my god, my screens have all died. Buying all those mugs with the Moomins on. She already has them all. Literally all of them. Story time, very quickly then. Let's turn the tunes down just a touch. Story time. We went to an antiques market a couple of weeks ago. I know that's a real boomer kind of thing to do, but we bought ourselves a 100-year-old house, and so when it comes to furniture, we try not to use just IKEA for everything, and so we do try to keep our eyes out for sort of like unique bits of furniture that could fit places. Never particularly looking for anything specific, but just, something that fits. So we check out these places. She spent €100 in one day on Moomin mugs. I did not know. I was not aware that these Moomin mugs are borderline collector items. Because they only make each version of the Moomin mug for so long. And then they stop production of them. So, people's favourites from when they were kids and stuff are relatively sought after. And she found this one with Little My on it. That was her favourite one from when she was a kid. And it was like $60. And I was like, you cannot spend $60 on a mug. She spent like $60 on a mug. We also found another mug that was her brother's favourite mug that might consider getting in for. Well, we did get it in for Christmas. I hope he doesn't watch this. I've just spilled the beans on that if that's the case. But I've got myself an investment idea. Moomin NFTs. Every third item in our house has got a Moomin on it. Drives me insane. Absolutely insane. Anyway, let's play some games. Where's Battle.net when you need it? Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Isn't the new COD out today? Is the new COD out today? Or what? Apparently it is. It's literally the first thing in the store. 12th of October? What's it today? We've just decided it's Friday the 13th, haven't we? We've just decided it's the 13th. That predominantly means that this was out yesterday. Do we play some COD today? We should probably play some World of Warcraft, really. I've not played WoW in almost a week. It feels odd, but we could play some COD. Modern Warfare 3. Is today the day Bobby gets the foot? There was some news on that. Somebody posted in the Discord that there's some article went out talking about this. I think today is meant to be a big day for it. No, that's Steam. Go away, Steam. Where's my Discord gone? Somebody posted something. I didn't look at it in too much detail because I was going to save it for the stream. Some article in The Guardian. Can we see what this is about? What's this about then? Champagne at the ready. Manthis, when you're going to be playing Arclight Rumble? I'm looking forward more to this game after watching your gameplay, even more excited for the next expansion of Warcraft. Rumble is kind of always on the go. At the moment, I'm not sort of aggressively playing Rumble, but I'm just logging in and I'm doing my daily bits and pieces in it. It's a very good game to just kind of... I don't know a nicer way of describing this, but I consider it like a bathroom game, a toilet game. You know, 20 minutes just on your phone playing some Rumble games works perfectly to just keep your account slowly ticking over. Once it's coming out for BlizzCon, so there's about 2.5, 3 weeks or something at this point before the game actually goes live for everybody. So I'm probably going to start, presumably next week, making some more content for Rumble, but it might not get released until closer to the launch because I want to try and dive on the hype that will be the first couple of days of launch of that thing. People will, you know, it'll have that big spike in searching. So I will try and get some content out there for it. My little where's my Rumble channel? Where's my Rumble channel? Is this my Rumble channel? My Rumble channel's up to 180 subscribers already. It's only got 7 videos on it. But to date, every single video that I've posted on this channel has significantly more views than I even have subscribers on this channel. So I'm really kind of happy how this is going so far. One of the most difficult things you could ever do is build a YouTube channel from the ground up. And I kind of forgot how difficult it was because it's been a long time since I've done it before. But this is absolutely fantastic so far. This shows to me that there's a good amount of interest in Rumble already, even though the game isn't particularly out yet. So I will try and get some more content on that. For reference, the amusing thing for me is that my Rumble videos are, apart from yesterday's video is doing all right. But for the most part, my Rumble videos have been getting more views than my WoW content. I don't know if that paints a picture of the state of World of Warcraft right now, or whether it was just that my early content that we did at the beginning of the PTR was maybe too early. I don't know. I don't know. I read into this sort of stuff far too much. Far too much. Talking about reading into stuff, though, let's... shameless promo for a second. But secondly, let's see what this business was. Microsoft's $69 billion deal to buy Call of Duty maker Activision Blizzard has been cleared by the UK. There was some controversy over this at some point, wasn't there, that they were trying to block the purchase of it, but competition regulator had initially moved to block the acquisition, but concerns have been addressed. I need not to have dance music playing in the background while I listen to this. Register, it's quick and easy. No, go away. The UK competition watchdog has cleared Microsoft's $69 billion, 45 billion Great British pounds deal to buy Activision Blizzard, the makers of games including Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, in a move that paves the way for both companies to complete the transaction. Obviously, we know half of this anyway because we play WoW, right? The Competition and Market Authorities moved to block the mega deal back in April, citing concerns that Microsoft, the maker of the Xbox gaming console, would dominate the nascent cloud gaming market. I don't know what that word means. What does this word mean? Nascent? What the fuck is nascent? Okay, sure. Future potential. All right, fine. Like I told you, don't really care too much for the next expansion of WoW, which will be announced at BlizzCon. Yeah, some people are 50-50 about the whole thing, to be honest. I've not got into the hype season. Some people have been absolutely balling on this hype season, leak season, all this sorts of silly stuff. To me, it's just madness, right? We'll find out what it is at BlizzCon. Just chill. Just chill. Last month, the Watchdog said a revised deal that includes selling cloud gaming rights outside of Europe to Activision Blizzard's French rival Ubisoft had addressed its concerns, indicating the tie-up would be approved. Selling the rights to Ubisoft, meaning that they wouldn't basically have a stranglehold or monopoly, right? Sarah Cardell, the CMA chief executive, said on Friday that the competition regulator had ensured that Microsoft could not have a stranglehold over cloud gaming, which allows users to stream video games stored on remote servers to their devices. Do we still think that this is going to be a big thing? I mean, it doesn't take a lot of rocket science or common sense to predict that cloud gaming will be big, but people have been saying for years that cloud gaming is going to be big. And I don't think it has. Just look how much money people spend to download something and play something locally, and to minimize input lag, and to minimize, like cloud gaming is, maybe it's great if you're playing Stardew Valley or Factorio. Google Stadia didn't do very well. Exactly. Yeah, they turned up. Even Google couldn't get it going properly. I think the number one problem is that for a certain type of game, it just doesn't work very well. Then again, you think about all of the games like Call of Duty that are predominantly online now. We've dealt with online ping and latency issues in online games for so long. Is there really going to be that much additional latency issues with cloud gaming? Is it still not more a case of that people just cannot download high refresh rate? Because if you want 60 FPS minimum, 60 FPS 1080p stream, I mean, Twitch, for example, there are still many people out there that can't fully even watch a full blast Twitch stream without their computer and internet having a heart attack. Maybe it will happen soon. It just requires technology to get a little bit better for a few more people. One of the advantages of living in Finland, gigabit internet for like, what do I pay? Like $40 a month for gigabit internet. It's actually just batshit crazy compared to what it is some other places. The last chance I gave to Warcraft was Dragonflight, and it was really disappointing what was expected and what in the reality the profession system became. Yeah, the profession system had a fantastic platform and they just didn't build on it, but we can talk about that a little bit more in time. What's the saying? Talking about the rope in the hanging person's home? I don't know. That sounds not stream friendly. I'd rather have my cloud in my pocket. That way I know where it is. True. As cloud gaming grows, the intervention will ensure that people get more competitive prices, better services, and more choice, Cardell says. There is a flip-flop to this, right? There's two sides to this. Competition does drive prices down, that is true. But competition driving prices down also, at the very same time, often it drives prices down on a singular item, but it often has the effect of driving overall prices up. Look at the movie industry. Look what Netflix was able to achieve by being, for many years, the number one. I mean, it probably still is the number one streaming platform, but because it was the number one streaming platform for so long, and there was Netflix, right? With Netflix, people had no concerns whatsoever about subscribing to Netflix because it was like $10 a month and it gave them more content than they knew what to do with. And they felt that that $10 a month could adequately mean that they save $40 a month on their cable box subscription, cable TV subscription. And so in that scenario, the monopoly of Netflix was actually beneficial for the end consumer. Now what's happened a few years on is that every man and their dog has gone, this Netflix gig, I want to launch a streaming service. And they take all of their content off Netflix and put it on their own streaming services, and then they each charge $10 a month. Meaning it's really very quick and easy to end up spending 40, 50, 60, 70, $100 a month on streaming services to feel as if you get the wide variety. So this, I mean, obviously, there's a bit more nuance to it, and there's definitely a happy medium. But having something widely available for everybody to do isn't actually always the best for the end consumer. But I see where they're going with this. Having Microsoft be the only people that can deal with cloud gaming could have been a bit of a whoopsie situation. Cancel the Netflix, subscribe to Prime and Hallmark instead. Well, see, this is it, right? In my household, at least, between myself and the wife, we probably have a subscription for nearly every single one. Plex is the way to go with a home NAS. Well, we also use that for those odd bits and pieces that aren't readily available. But it's... If we were to actually put down on paper how much we spend per month on subscriptions for TV and movie stuff, it's probably bonkers. Now, look, I'm kind of lucky, right? A lot of the stuff that I use, I can consider it like a business expense, right? So YouTube Premium, like Twitch Turbo, are things that I can easily not just worry about because it's part of what I do, right? But Netflix and HBO Max and all of the other ones, it's a matter of contention in my home for sure. Put my wifey foot down and set the limit on 3 streaming services, then you can just choose. I don't really watch any of it. Well, yeah, see, I'm the same. I don't particularly watch much of anything TV-wise. But it means the YouTube Premium, I think I pay for 2 different Spotify Premium accounts. I have my ExpressVPN subscription, hashtag no ad. There's so many of them I can't even think of them all, which is really bad. You have to check your credit card bill at the end of the month and then cry, and definitely don't do the maths about how much it costs you on an annual basis. But HBO Max is included in my cable subscription and you get Disney Plus for the Sun. It's a good combo. We use HBO Max. We probably get more use out of HBO Max than we do anything else, apart from maybe Netflix. I still watch Netflix a lot when I watch anything. We've been watching Peaky Blinders recently. That's our couple program. We're only on season 3, but we're getting there. It's good fun. But yeah, it's easily a handful of subscription services where, only a couple of years ago, we'd have the cable box and we'd have Netflix, and that was it, like GG. Spotify, SoundCloud, Discord, Disney Plus, Paramount, Opus Sports, Stan Sport, Netflix, Bean Sports, Amazon Prime, Wow Sub, YouTube Premium, anything else. Yeah, that list sounds very similar. Once YouTube no longer lets me watch because of ad blocker, it's goodbye YouTube. I refuse to pay for another service. I'll move to Rumble. I've had YouTube Premium since the day it launched, and it's the best money I've ever spent because I spend so much time on YouTube. I know ad blockers have always been a thing, but at the same time, like trying to keep up with what is the most up-to-date ad blocker because they change it all. I'm happy I use YouTube so much. $10 a month to Google is not a problem. And it's counteracted by the fact that I get a nice check from Google most months anyway for my YouTube channels. So +1, -1, I suppose, in my case. But $10 a month to never see an ad on YouTube is money well spent in my books. The acquisition agreement with Activision Blizzard has been due to expire on October the 18th, though. Activision Blizzard Chief Executive Bobby Kotick said in a note to staff that the company was ready to finalize the transaction. We now have all regulatory approvals necessary to close, and we look forward to bringing joy and connection even more to players around the world, he wrote. The UK regulator had appeared increasingly isolated in its position, blocking the takeover after its EU counterparts passed the deal. When Microsoft offered alternative concessions on cloud gaming rights, and the US competitor regulator failed to secure a court injunction because the court system in America is fucking stupid, the Federal Trade Commission is maintaining its opposition to the deal, but it cannot prevent Microsoft and Activision from completing it. The fact the FTC still don't want it to happen, though, is a bit of a red flag. The CMA have been accused by Microsoft and Activision Blizzard of being anti-business with its original decision to block the deal, also turned on Microsoft in its statements. They've not mentioned the word Sony anywhere in this, and I don't think it's probably because it's the underlying reason for a lot of this. There's no doubt that Sony are or have not been best pleased with Microsoft purchasing Activision Blizzard. I think weren't Sony aggressively concerned that COD and, the big IPs were not going to be on PlayStation anymore? Because as gross as it is, Call of Duty still sells consoles. Not only does it sell copies of the game, it sells consoles. People buy consoles specifically to play games like Call of Duty. Businesses and their advisors should be in no doubt that the tactics employed by Microsoft are no way to engage with the CMA. I don't know what CMA is. CMA? What the fuck is CMA? Competition and Market Authority. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's not happened yet, but I mean, it's closer to, right? It's closer to. Bobby wants an easy Christmas, that's what it is. Bobby wants himself an easy Christmas. He wants it done and dusted before Santa turns up. Or, looking at him, maybe he could, maybe he has a gig lined up to play Santa in his local town. Interesting. We could see some changes then in the not too distant future. Let's log on and actually play some games, shall we? I mean, it could this maybe? I mean, this is real tinfoil here, but do we think that the speedier pace of closing off Dragonflight and launching something new could be to give Microsoft's acquisition a big, head start? Not so much a head start, but like a launch title to scream and shout about within its first few months after acquisition? Or could there already be some monstrous plans for Microsoft's integration into the system? Could we start we've already seen Diablo 4 on Steam. Diablo 4 on Steam is a fun one. That would surely mean we actually get, with it going on Steam, we'll have a lot better of an understanding about concurrent users and the player size again. Something that Blizzard have been pretty coy about talking about in past years. Anybody know the correct add-on to use to snipe new recipes come 10.2? Considering there's probably only one or two or maybe three you're going to be looking for. What's the auction? Oh, does the auctioneer one even work anymore? It was taken down at some point, but then it was put back up by popular demand. Point Blank Sniper sounds like the one. Yeah, Point Blank Sniper. you basically you make a shopping list in Auctionator. So you would put the new recipes or search terms for the new recipes in here, and then you'd run that shopping list in Point Blank Sniper, and it basically just repeatedly searches the auction house for those key terms. I don't know. I have not used this for quite some time properly, so I don't know particularly how it works, but that's the theory. Do you think Classic Plus will be more popular than Retail if it's announced? I don't know. I think Classic is already more popular than Retail. I don't think. I don't even think it's a competition anymore. I think Classic is absolutely trouncing Retail. Just look at just look at if you go into the WoW category on Twitch, how far down do you have to scroll in the WoW category before you find a Retail streamer? You go onto YouTube, most of the big content creators have switched their focus over to Classic. I think Classic, if they did announce some sort of version of Classic Plus, whatever that refers to, instead of going the Cataclysm route, I think it would bang. I think Blizzard. I don't think Blizzard have any reason to not just milk this cow now. They've figured out that they can re-release a slightly different twist on Classic each and every year, and people will play it again. I mean, Hardcore has done, in my opinion, better than Wrath of the Lich King, which is monstrous when you think about how much nostalgia was tied up in Wrath of the Lich King. The term the Wrath baby, is prominent because WoW had like 12 million subscribers or something back in Wrath. There's so much nostalgia from that era of World of Warcraft, and I tend to feel that Hardcore Classic has come along and has just stolen the limelight, which goes to show, right, that people are more than happy to play a variation of vanilla repeatedly. Isn't Classic Plus potentially WoW 2, where all models are upgraded and new content? Well, whatever definition you use for it, it doesn't matter because it doesn't exist. Obviously, people are coining certain things in certain ways, but either way, if they were to do something like that, it'd absolutely smash Retail. There's very little pull from Retail anymore. Announcements pull people in. Announcements sell, announcements of new expansions sell. Launches of new expansions generate a lot of revenue, but I don't think the long tail of the cash cow that Retail has always been is not as juicy as it once was. I think they've cleverly realized that just refreshing
profit together.
Refreshing Classic repeatedly is the way to make money nowadays. Pumble with the biddies, my man. Thank you very much. Small tip for keeping us all entertained. Thank you. Appreciate it. Microsoft sucks. Recently bought a little laptop and wanted to install Chrome. 10 minutes of Microsoft warnings. If I had not approved applications, it would forfeit security on my device and lots of other stuff. I mean, your problem is in that regard, you have nine out of 10 people have two choices. They either deal with Windows and any weirdness that comes with it, which is obviously Microsoft, or you buy a Mac and deal with the bullshit that Apple throws at you. It's 50-50. Yes, I know Linux is a thing, but it's a 1% thing. You don't walk into your local electronic shop and buy a Linux laptop. Gamers are pretty much forced to use Windows. I mean, 1, 2, 3 testing. Are we good? Are we saved? Don't touch the motherfucker. I think the USB cable is I think the USB cable on it is a bit guff. I need to update this at some point. I don't know at what point it muted. I think I was going somewhere along the lines of Apple could do a lot more to support gaming, and it's kind of surprising they don't, because when you think how many MacBooks are out there that are more than adequately powerful enough to play games, is it something that Apple need to do more of though, or is it the fact that the game developers are not building for the Apple architecture or something? I don't know. I mean, I guess it starts with Apple, right? I guess it starts with Apple support, the hardware being more supportive, but I mean, I would assume Apple just use an awful lot of like emulation, don't they, to run games, because the game is at core designed to run on Windows, and they try and emulate it so it works. I would guess. It's a guess. I'm not too savvy in that area. Valve decided to skip macOS for CS2. I mean, yeah. I mean, if even Valve can't be bothered, and Valve prints money, they're not sure. It's not a cash situation there. If they choose to not do something, it's not because of money constraints. It's definitely not because of money constraints. Valve is still private, right? It's not a public company. So I would imagine printing money. Let's not forget that they take like, what is it, 30% of game sales? And they practically own PC gaming. Full stop. You know, I mean, there's a few others. You've got, you know, there's a few others out there, but for the most part, they pretty much own PC gaming. I imagine Valve are rolling in dough. So yeah, if even they decide to skip on supporting macOS, you got to wonder why.
I have just the thing for you.
Perfect temperature coffee. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Might be a good business model, especially a subscription model. Oh, for like emulating, so you can play or emulate. I mean, it's another one of those, right? People who are smart enough. People who are smart, can you still adequately dual boot a Mac into Windows? Now that it's Apple Silicon, is that still a thing? I see. This is what I don't know. I just remember back in the days, because it was all Intel hardware for the most part anyway. People would just dual boot Windows on their Mac and just log into Windows to game on it, and it sort of worked okay. Play D4 on the MacBook. Well, I wish you and the 3 other Diablo 4 players all the best. Wine still works? I'm assuming that means mine. But wine also works. Wine is a solution. I was in Apple sales on a distribution level, but 25 years ago, so it worked then. Back when Apple PCs were the big old multicolored backed things. They were cool. Motorola's. Does Motorola still exist? Do they still make phones? They must still make phones. I mean, I know Motorola make other things, but I think they're most commonly known for phones. I used to sell Motorola phones. What was it? The Motorola flip phone. The Razr. Didn't they relaunch that? The Razr flip phone, now that they've got fancy foldable OLED screens. Motorola. I used to sell mobile phones. I worked for a mobile phone company for about 2 years. And it was at the age just before the iPhone came out. So I can't remember the year particularly. But I stopped selling phones and actually went to Sony. But I stopped selling phones just before the launch of the Apple iPhone. And so I was in that sort of weird era where phones were going from your 9-button small little screens, and they were starting to get fancy and clever. It was a cool time to sell phones because every phone was different. It did something quirky. But I remember from back then, the Motorola phones were dog shit. Absolutely horrendous. The operating system on them was trash. They were so terrible. What was it called? Symbian? Symbian was absolutely spanking them. And of course, Nokia was still doing. Nokia were on the decline. Sony with Sony Ericsson. Yeah, now it comes back to me. Sony Ericssons were making some good phones. The Walkman phone. I sold about 7,000 of those things. That was good phone to sell. Everybody had 2 of those. It actually scares me quite a lot just how much of that era I remember. I guess it's because I geek out on stuff too much. I generally have a pretty terrible memory. I have a terrible memory for like stuff I should remember, but then I can remember the product code for a 20-year-old mobile phone. It's like, why? Why? It doesn't make any sense. Surely my brain should forget that pointless information. Back when you had to use a stylus to use the phone screen, there was a Sony Ericsson phone that had it was big and it was perfectly square, and it had a really big touchscreen on it and a little stylus. I had one of those for a while. I went through loads of phones because I had the luxury of getting the contracts for basically getting them borderline for free. I could quote unquote borrow a phone, and so it meant I would often change my. I changed my phone like I changed my underwear. iMates had that. Maybe you remember it. It was a UK-based brand. I don't particularly remember iMates. That must have been. If you were talking UK, I worked for a company called Phones for You for a couple of years.
Go in peace.
I 100% fully abused their bonus and commission scheme. Made a fuckload of cash. Shitloads of money, drew the attention of somebody from Sony, and then Sony said, you seem to be pretty good at selling stuff. Would you like to come and sell TVs instead? So I went and moved to Sony for a few years. And I'm not going to give you my full CV.
Goodbye. How may I aid you?
Hello there.
There was some clever use of game mechanics that used to be done with the Phones for You commission system. to basically multiply the commission they paid you. I took advantage of that for about 18 months. That was good times. In Denmark, old people call them mobiles as to differentiate from the stationary phone that nobody has. Well, yeah, cell phone is a very American thing. Cellular phone. Now they're smartphones. I still call it my mobile, though. It's still, like, it's not my... I don't question where my phone is. I question where my mobile is in my head still. The P800, yeah, that thing was cool. That thing was really cool. Hence old people. Ugh. We're a bunch of boomers in here anyway at this point. Okay. I either need to get my ass into gear and do some more Nax runs on a more regular occasion, or just buy these and then not do it. 10.1, I'm going to need to pool a bunch of gold for 10.2 launch, because I'm going to need to make some big aggressive plays on certain stuff, I feel. Yeah, let's not waste too much money on silly tier 3 stuff. Gen X. I'm well within the millennials.
Go in peace.
Right, let's jump into main WoW. Let's see what's going on. Don't forget that the Eastern Kingdoms Cup ends on Tuesday. That ends on Tuesday? Oh, I've not touched that yet. Are we going to do some zooms then? Might it be sensible to do some zooms? I mean, we are kitted out to do some zooms. I also kind of want to get my Skinner leveled up. I kind of need to get my Skinner leveled up and also do some skinning. But I guess time-sensitive stuff comes before not so time-sensitive stuff, right? Oh, actually, this reminds me. On the note of... Where's it gone? On the topic of what are the most important things to do before patch 10.2, there might be a content creator that might just have made the perfect video. Let's make sure that you guys have got some audio. Kill the tunes. Wonder how many skinning knowledge points you need to get that new item. Well, you see, I don't know. I don't know, so it's probably worth finding out before it's too late. If Bobby gets fired, where will he go? Will he lose his house, his yachts? Perhaps we should start crowdfunding. Should we start a GoFundMe for Bobby? Unbelievable.
This is Kalani. Patch 10.2 is just around the corner, which means we're heading into Season 3 of Dragon.
Why do... Oh,
Last
no.
time
Whoa. That's not what
Hey,
we meant to do.
folks.
Why does YouTube only default to, like, stupid dum-dum level? Why is there not the option anymore to tell YouTube, oi, high definition? Why do I have to change it from 480p every time? Really annoys me.
Hey folks, this is Kalani. Patch 10.2 is
Pog
just around the
Factorio.
corner, which means we're
Yeah, I
heading
was
into
playing
Season
Factorio
3
a
of
few days ago.
Dragonflight very soon. The patch should go live around about November 7th, so let's use that as our deadline for getting any end-of-season achievements or goals completed. There are a lot of different rewards being removed with the end of Season 2, and some things are actually going to be much easier if you wait for the
FOMO
new
time.
season to roll
FOMO,
around.
FOMO,
There are
FOMO.
also a lot of things you can do to best prepare yourself and your characters for the new season, so let's go over everything to do before patch 10.2 goes live, as well as some things which might not be worth your time. Now before we jump in, be sure to hit up that like button and subscribe so you
Hit
never
up
miss
that like
another
button,
video.
subscribe.
Something that everyone
it.
should get done before 10.2 rolls around is complete the initial set of story quests that we have access to in patch 10.1.7. If
Done.
you open your map at the top of your quest log, you should see the Emerald Dream story
I think.
progress. We have access to the first chapter, the Coalition of Flames, right now in 10.1.7. The quest line starts at Chandra's Feathermoon in Valdrakken. These quests are required to
Yeah,
continue
done
the
this.
new content in patch 10.2, which is what leads
This
us
is a
into
hyper
the new
spawn.
zone with all of the shiny new stuff. So if you sit on this and you don't get it done until 10.2 goes live, you're going to be stuck running through it anyway while everyone else is zooming through the Emerald Dream. Thankfully, you will only have to do these quests on one character. In patch 10.2, your alts will have the option to skip over this quest as long as you have done it once on
Oh, what? Automatically complete the Coalition of Flames storyline and continue with the Emerald Dream campaign. Oh, clever. So there's a skip for alts. Always good.
your account. So you don't have to go and do it on every character you want to play in the new patch. Just once is enough, and then everyone else can skip over it in 10.2. So be sure you do the new questline on at least one character before 10.2's release date. With us heading
Do we have a patch date, by the way? Not yet, but people are guessing. People are guessing that it's going to be after BlizzCon. There is a lot of solid arguments to say it's not going to be before BlizzCon, but if BlizzCon is on Friday the 3rd, there's a good chance that we will see Tuesday the 7th, Wednesday the 8th be the launch date for 10.2. I think that's pretty safe assumption. At least that's what I'm sort of expecting to be the case. Didn't he say... well, no, he also speculated the same, right? This is the reason why people are guessing sort of this date, because it's shortly after BlizzCon.
into a whole new season in patch 10.2, a lot of current season achievements and rewards will become unobtainable after season 2 ends, so you'll have until patch 10.2 hits live servers to get most of this stuff done. The first set of achievements going away in season 3 are the ahead of the curve and cutting edge achievements for the Aberrus raid. You'll need to kill
not bothered.
Sarkareth on heroic to get your AOTC achievement, or kill them on mythic to get the cutting edge achievement. Most other rewards in the raid, like the full transformation dragon riding customization option or the Evoker legendary, should remain unchanged as far as we know. So if you still want to collect that kind of thing, you will still have plenty of time after the season ends. It just might be a bit harder to get a group together to actually head into the raid. On
That's
the
what
flip
boosts
side,
are
the
for.
higher item levels that we'll get in season 3 should make clearing the raid much easier, so it will be easier in some ways but harder in others. Either way, those items aren't going away as far as we know, so focus on getting the time limited stuff like the achievements first. Now, something else you need to know about.
Kalani, are you ready for raid? Invites are in 10 minutes.
10 minutes? We didn't
Who the was that?
eat anything yet. We can't raid on an empty stomach.
Don't worry. That's
Hello
why we have
Fresh
Factor.
ad.
Factor takes
Ah,
the guesswork out
close.
of grocery
Close.
shopping and meal prep, saving you time and energy for other things like killing more raid bosses. The no-hassle prepared meals ensure you always have something nutritious on hand when you don't have time to think about making a meal from scratch. Your meals
Found
are
it-
delivered fresh, never frozen to your door, just
Fresh,
heat,
not
eat,
frozen.
and enjoy. You can pop them in the oven or microwave them in just 2 minutes, saving you time to spend where it really matters.
Right, which button is pressed most often? This is clearly Kalani's microwave. So which button is he pressing more frequently? What are we saying? Snacks? It's got to be snacks, right? It's always snacks. I love some of the presets on this microwave. Chicken nuggets. Who the fuck is doing chicken nuggets in the microwave? If you were doing microwave chicken nuggets, you've got bigger problems on your hands. Dear Lord. Popcorn, standard microwave food, without a doubt. But chicken nuggets, dear me. I know it's anything can happen Friday, but what's this? This is let's judge a content creator's microwave skills. That's what it is.
Matters. We found it's especially great for nights when we don't have much time to transition from work to social activities like raid night or spending time with family. With so many meal options available, you can change things up every week with a variety of menus to help you meet your nutrition goals. You can pause your orders whenever you like, making it incredibly flexible.
Ta-da! Doesn't that look tasty? Doesn't that look scrumdiddlyumptious? Maybe? I know it's a sponsor spot, but okay. Kill me now. I mean, I'd eat it. I'd eat it. But as sponsor spots go, this is a hard sell.
Meals are delicious and they save us from ordering unhealthy takeout because we didn't factor in dinner for the week. So head to factor75.com or click the link below and use the code KalaniWow50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. Now getting back to the video, there are also a lot of dungeon achievements tied to Season 2. Getting to 1500
Somehow it got
Mythic
worse
Plus
on the
rating
plate.
will reward you with the Keystone Conqueror.
Hey, we can't meme too much. It's ad spots that pay bills. So this is why we watch ad spots. Ad spots pay bills. It needs to be done.
Achievement and the Smouldering title, and then getting to 2000 plus mythic rating will reward you with the Keystone Master achievement and the Inferno Armadon mount. So if you want either of these rewards, you'll need to hit the rating requirements before
That's
the
actually a
end of
legit
Season
mount,
2.
you know. I didn't
If you're
realise
looking
that was
for a further
such a cool
challenge, you
mount.
can get the Keystone Hero achievement at 2500 rating that rewards you with the Obsidian Aspectral Earthstone that unlocks new effects on some Season 2 gear sets. There is one other Mythic Plus reward to earn for the big key pushers out there. If you can complete a Keystone on plus 20 or above, you will get the Keystone Hero achievement for that dungeon, which includes a teleport spell directly to the dungeon. With the dungeon rotation changing again for Season 3, we won't be able to get the teleport spells or achievements for the Season 2 dungeons in 10.2, so if you want them, you will need to get those done before the season ends. If you're interested in doing some extra preparation for the new season, you could take a look at the new dungeon rotation coming our way and refresh yourself on how those dungeons work, their layout, which bosses might be problematic, all that wonderful Mythic Plus prep stuff. We're going to see quite a few older dungeons this time around, which could be interesting, or
6
could
out
be a
of the
complete
8
mess,
old ones,
but
aren't
it
they?
might
Yeah.
be worth running through them once or twice before the season starts to give yourself the best chance of success early
Or
on
8
in
out
the
of 10
season.
even.
Another dungeon-related achievement that is going away at the end of the season is the Defender of the Timeways achievement. This one requires you to clear the Dawn of the Infinites mega dungeon on Mythic difficulty before the next raid tier comes out, and that one rewards you with the Of the Infinite title, which is pretty cool. So this is another achievement you might want to secure before patch 10.2 goes live. Then there are also various PvP.
I was trying to work out what those little timestamps in the top left of the
PvP
video are
rewards
for.
going away with the end of Season 2, including the Season 2 Gladiator title and mount, so you have limited time left if you're still shooting for that one. Then there is also the Vicious War Snail mount for winning rated PvP matches.
That's actually a legit mount. That is a really cool... Like, for some reason, slugs are just cool. Slugs with houses. But I like the little spiky things on top of his eyes. That's quite cool.
Or the Elite PvP Transmog sets, which you can get from getting up to 1800 rating in rated PvP. All of these rewards are seasonal, so you only have until the end of Season 2 to acquire them. That's most of the end game rewards that are going away with Season 2, but there are quite a few other things I would encourage you to look into before 10.2 goes live. Gear is always a big question in these kinds of videos. Should I gear up? What item level is good? Isn't everything getting
Don't
reset
bother.
anyway? And the answer is more or less always the same. It depends on what you want to do. Getting
I
some
wouldn't
gear
bother.
will be good to help you get through the new outdoor world content coming in 10.2. A fresh level 70 character might struggle a bit in the new zone.
a fresh level 70 character. In before Kalani gives his answer here, but my take on this is you want nothing more than 402 gear. The 402 gear that you get from doing some Dream Surges, which you can literally bang out in an hour. Not to mention if you have spare Dream Surge Coalescence on your main character that you can buy some stuff with and send it to your ult. You can literally get a 402 geared character in minutes. And you will start getting 415s from the intro quests in the new zone. And very quickly you'll be at like 424 minimum, even on a brand new, fresh character. So, unless you are, really bored and are really seeking to play a new class and want to go do Mythic Plus and stuff, you got to remember that even a Mythic geared character is going to be the equivalent of LFR come the next patch. So more so than ever, your entire gear is going to get replaced going into the next patch, even if you are geared to the teeth. Sol did a 10-2 test with a fresh level 70, 354 item level, didn't have a problem in the new zone. I noticed this via testing as well, because on the PTR there's test vendors that give you gear. I was having the exact same time to kill with like a 415 character as I was when I geared him up to 460. You got to remember that the world content scales with you, so more gear for world content is a bit of a myth. More gear doesn't matter because the mobs scale up or scale down to whatever you are. There's 5% difference in it, but the reality is if you are just mostly wanting to get into the new zone, you'll get 415, 425 gear within a blink of an eye in the new zone, and yeah, LFR is going to be 447 or something like that. So there's a lot of effort would have to go into gearing now, of which it will all be completely replaced next patch.
So having at least a bit of gear isn't going to hurt. But I wouldn't go crazy with it, especially for your ults. The catch-up gear available from the Dream Surge event, the item level 402 stuff, that will be more than enough to get your characters through the new zone, and then you'll start earning much higher item level gear in patch 10.2 anyway. If you are already at a higher item level, grinding out anything else right now would probably be a waste of time. When Season 3 lands, everything will reward a much higher item level, and it's actually going to be a larger jump than usual this time. For example, Season 2 Mythic
It's like
gear...
Surprise, surprise, if we are not going to have a 10.3, this is almost 2 tiers worth of item level jumps in one patch. That should have been a really big indicator to people that it's one of the bigger indicators that there's not going to be an additional 10.3 raid tier, because they're basically gearing us up to end of expansion levels right now. So yeah, it's a wild jump this time.
Is the same item level as Season 3 looking for raid gear. All of the Mythic Plus Keystone dungeons will reward much better loot, and even the open world events in Season 3 have some pretty high item level loot waiting for you. Now, I know a lot of folks are probably asking, but what about my flight stones and crests? Should I save them up? Should I farm some more? The answer to both of those questions is a very simple no. It's almost guaranteed that flight stones will get reset. Almost every seasonal currency gets reset when the next season rolls around, so don't feel like you need to hold on to or hoard your flight stones. If that's the reason why you don't want to upgrade gear before the patch, don't worry about it. They will almost certainly get reset down to 0, and you will need to farm them again in 10.2.
Well, the interesting thing here is that the crests become grey vendor items, but testing on the PTR, the flight stones have been maintained. So it might... This is a bit of a 50-50 for me. The crests are dead. They become grey vendor items, but the flight stones is a 50-50. What we do know is that the amount of flight stones you're going to be able to earn is increasing in 10.2.
The same thing goes for your crests. They are actually going to turn into vendor trash, and we'll have a whole new set of crests to collect in the new season, which actually go into your currency tab, so that's definitely going to be a nice change. So don't hold on to your crests or flight stones, or try to farm any extra in preparation for the new patch. You'll just be wasting your time and effort. So feel free to use up your crests and upgrade materials to get some extra item levels, but I wouldn't go too crazy with trying to get your best in slot gear or any rare trinkets or items at this point in the season. Everything is going to reset, and we're going to be chasing much higher item levels in under a month's time. So gearing up probably isn't worth spending much time on, but right now is the
Leveling
perfect
alts is
time
good.
to level up any characters that you might want to play in the new season. Leveling up has been pretty easy in Dragonflight for the most part, but it's even faster right now thanks to the Turbulent Timeways event. During this event we have constant access to time-walking dungeons, which have always been great for quickly leveling and fast experience, but during the event each time-walking dungeon you complete gives you a stacking 5% bonus experience buff that caps out at plus 30%. So leveling is super easy and fast while this event lasts. So whether you want to try out some of the new class reworks for the rogues, demon hunters or priests, or you just want to try something new in patch 10.2, it's much better to level up now and be able to play the new patch content right away. The event also has some great ways to get easy loot as well, so if you were really itching to just get a few more
428 heroic.
upgrades before the new patch, the Time Walking event is probably your best chance. The weekly quest rewards you with a random piece of heroic raid loot, which can be up to item level 444 if you get lucky, and then the Time Walking raids also drop item level 415 gear, which is great when you consider how easy the Time Walking raids are. The Time Walking event should last pretty much up until the new patch, so be sure to take advantage of it for both the super easy leveling as well as the free heroic raid loot if that's something you're interested in. Now there is another event that you might be interested in that has a bit of a time limit, though it's not tied directly to the
Eastern
new
Kingdoms
patch.
Cup.
The Eastern Kingdoms
Yeah, we need to
Cup
get
is
on this.
the second dragon riding race event we have, and as you might have guessed, this time the races are located in Eastern Kingdom zones. The same rules apply, you get badges for each race completed, more badges for better race times, and you can trade those badges in for dragon riding customization manuscripts, as well as a transmog set. There are new rewards on the vendor for this event, so it's not all of the same stuff as the Kalimdor Cup, and you only have until October 17th to buy everything you want. Just a heads up if you hadn't seen the event was active somewhere else. Another important factor to consider before Season 3 are your professions.
Oh, he's 98 out of 100. He's so close.
We don't have too many large changes coming to professions in patch 10.2, but that doesn't mean professions won't be important. To start with, crafted gear has taken a bit of a hit in the new season. The item levels for crafted gear are now lower when compared to their equivalent tier of gear, and on top of that, both the heroic and myth upgrade tracks have been extended, so you can upgrade those endgame rewards much higher than crafted gear. On top of that, embellishments have also been nerfed pretty badly, so they won't contribute as much power to a crafted item. These changes don't make crafted gear worthless, but I doubt crafted gear will occupy as many best in slot spots as it did previously. I think it will still be great for quickly gearing up at the start of a new season, especially for alts later on down the line, but I honestly would not spend too much time or effort trying to prepare a crafting profession if you haven't already established it and earned a lot of crafting knowledge. You definitely still can, it's your game time after all, I just wouldn't expect a huge payoff for it. On the flip side,
Can concur. I can confirm that if you are still in the mindset of chasing knowledge points, only do it because you want to do it. Don't do it because you think there's a reward at the end of it. The chasing of knowledge points at this point in the expansion is, there are just way too many people out there that already have fully maxed skill trees that you'll be competing, that they're all competing against each other already and are already like absolutely crushing the price down. If you are going to gain knowledge points, spend them on something that is a service-based opportunity, is the advice I'm giving to people. You will always occasionally find that odd person that wants a piece of gear crafted if you are just lurking in Valdrakken, or you check the public orders occasionally from time to time and only do ones that are worth your time. In that scenario, being able to make things at a better quality is worthwhile, but I wouldn't be too concerned about filling spec trees anymore. If you haven't already, you can probably put that on the back burner. Really, it's not gonna gain you much It might gain you some, artisan metal or whatever, but I doubt you're really struggling on that either.
Enchanting will have the same job in Season 3. They'll get the new Enchanted Crest recipes, so enchanters will be quite valuable once again. Enchanting doesn't require anywhere near as much time or gold investment to be useful in the new season when compared to a lot of crafting professions, so take a look at some of the changes or lack of changes coming to professions and decide which ones you might want to take into Season 3. If you haven't done anything with your professions yet, enchanting would actually be a really good pickup going forward. Moving on, something you want to make sure you get done before the new patch is to collect all of the currently available dragon glyphs. Patch 10.2 not only introduces more glyphs for us to collect, but also brings 3 new talents for us to unlock. Usually you'd have to collect the new glyphs to unlock the new talents, but seeing as we can now freely respec our dragon riding talent choices, you can take glyph points out of unused or lackluster talents, like Aerial Halt, and swap those points into the new talents. The 2 I would immediately swap to in the new patch are Second Wind, which gives you on-demand vigor regeneration, as well as Swift Skimming, which lets ground skimming activate while you're zooming, giving you even more vigor regen.
Or spend 10 minutes collecting them in the Emerald Dream once you get there.
You can then fill in the other talent points with the new glyphs in 10.2, but if you don't have all of the dragon glyphs from the Dragon Isles and Zaralek Cavern, you're not going to have enough points to move around as you wish at the start of 10.2. So be sure you collect all of the dragon glyphs sometime before 10.2 rolls around.
It's a fair point, though.
I recommend getting an
Just
add-on
go and
like
get them.
Handy Notes or something similar, which marks
Easy
the location
business.
of each glyph on your map. It makes it super simple to get them all. And then to round out this video, there is a very interesting new achievement coming in patch 10.2 that lets you ride around on your old flying mounts in the Dragon
old
Isles.
Pathfinder.
The Dragonflight Pathfinder achievement is a bit of an odd one, but if you want to be able to use your old flying mounts and old flying style to AFK hover in the air, or just have better control over your flying, you'll want to get this achievement in the new patch.
Oh, Mr. GM was testing this yesterday. I spotted it. I was lurking in his stream a little bit yesterday. Mr. GM found out that once you unlock Pathfinder, regular flying didn't work for him in the Zaralek Cavern. So Pathfinder may not necessarily give you full access to your mounts everywhere. I mean, that could just be a bug, and it could meant to be used in the Zaralek Cavern. Not that I imagine too many people will want to be in there, but goblins might very well, because obviously if glow spores are still a thing, you're going to be in there farming them. I wonder, not that there seems to be much issue with bots using dragon riding and getting glow spores in there anyway, but if they were to implement regular flying in the Zaralek Cavern, we might end up with a Nazjatar situation on our hands again if the demand for glow spores increases.
The reason that I mention it here is you can get a good chunk of this achievement's requirements done before the patch comes out. You need to complete the story quests for each Dragon Isle zone, as well as for the Zaralek Cavern in patch 10.1. You then need to explore the Dragon Isles, explore Zaralek Cavern, explore the Emerald Dream, and earn Renown 15 with every available faction, including the new one in 10.2. So you can get everything done except Renown 15 with the new faction and exploring the new zone. The big requirement there for most folks would probably be the 15 renown with every faction, but if you don't have anything else to do between now and 10.2, that's something for you to work towards so you can unlock that Pathfinder achievement as quickly as possible in patch 10.2. But that's everything I would recommend you get done before patch 10.2 and Season 3 go live. What are you going to focus on over the next few weeks? Is there anything you think I missed that ought to be on this list? Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below. A big thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon and to all of our members here on YouTube. You can see the names floating by on screen. If you'd like to add your name to the end of every video with a special shout out at the start of the next video, you can find links in the description over to Patreon or click the join button just below this video. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss another video. Thanks for watching, folks. Good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.
Good job, Kalani. Well done, well done. Appreciate that. The takeaways there for me are that there isn't actually much I have the desire to do. If you are if you're chasing cutting edge and that sort of stuff, I imagine you are probably mostly done it. Profession-wise, there's not really much I need to do. I'm just continuing to chip away
Let's make sweet
at
profit
stuff,
together.
really, is the approach that I'm taking right now. Zin Power with a Prime for 21, my man. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Welcome in. Welcome. But I think today is the day we replace our name with Kalandor Racer to Eastern Kingdoms Racer, meaning we might need to go do some zooms. Fucking Rumble promotion, please go away. I don't know where they all are. Ali don't know where they all are. What I do need to do, I've just remembered, is what I might want to do is update my add-ons. I've not done this for a few days. It's not like it doing any gold making anyway. I'll make gold. I'll list my auctions occasionally when I remember. Why didn't that update? Failed. Great. Okay. Let's grab a few bits and pieces. We need to do... we probably need to do some time walking dungeons. We probably, okay. My little to-do list is quite simple, I reckon. My little to-do list is to get rid of all of this old shit in my quest log that doesn't really have any reference to me, but I somehow have it for some reason. Why have I got a quest for Blackrock Caverns? I don't know. Let's get rid of it. Nyalotha. There is a reason why I've got this, and I can't remember what it is. But there was definitely a reason I had this. Well, let's abandon it either way. Anaran Plains, we've got the Bane quest line that I still haven't done. Oops. Find some dude. What is this? Huh, don't know. Should probably... Oh, that's the that's the intro for the Whelp daycare. Oops, forgot about that at all. What expansion do you think damaged the economy the most? Oh, what question. What expansion do I think damaged the economy the most? Well, there's the assumption there that the economy is damaged. I'm not convinced the economy is damaged. Shadowlands. Pretty heavily. They all had, or the last few significant expansions all had a major issue. Warlords of Draenor had the fact that the garrisons were just broken generators of raw gold. But what I would like to point out is that the amount of gold that people made in the Warlords of Draenor garrisons was not as much as people think, right? People made 1 million or 2. People were not printing tens of millions of gold with the WoD garrisons. The only problem with Warlords of Draenor is that for the last 13 months of the expansion, nobody had anything better to do than to level alts and just make more and more garrisons. And so the problem did compound. There were some people that were living off WoD money way into Battle for Azeroth. So yeah, it was a slight issue for Warlords of Draenor. Legion... What shenanigans did we have on the go in Legion? Legion, economy-wise, was actually not too bad. There was an interest... The legendary crafting materials towards the end of Legion was quite cool. Mission tables got toned down in Legion. Or let's put it this way, they weren't as strong as they were in Warlords of Draenor, so less people did them. They were pretty strong, though. Legion was my favourite expansion for literally ever, though, from a crafting perspective. The fact that there was actually gameplay attached to it, which was fun for me. So probably no real significant negative points with Legion. Battle for Azeroth had the inherent issue of Battle for Azeroth was the expansion where multi-boxes really took force. But this was predominantly countered by the Longboy, pretty simply. The Longboy was actually one of the most damaging things for the economy because it meant that there was a good 6-month period in BFA where nobody wanted to buy anything. People were not spending a single gold because every single person was, as quickly as they possibly could, trying to generate 5 million gold. And that was actually really detrimental to the overall economy because soon as you give people a really, 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 really good reason to not spend anything, your economy crumbles. And it really did crumble in BFA. BFA was problematic for sure. And then, of course, Shadowlands, where we had Legos that just took all of that spare Longboy multi-boxed gold and funneled it all into the pockets of about 3 people per realm, made every single person on that realm substantially poorer, just in time for us to go into Dragonflight, where the desire the desire to have lots of gold was pulled away from you in Dragonflight, as everything is arguably much cheaper. But then in the distinct opposite way to what I loved in Legion, I loved Legion crafting on the basis of that there was actual gameplay involved in it. I feel the exact opposite in Dragonflight, that they sucked all of the life out of the crafting professions, predominantly because they had a good thing going, and then they didn't build on it. They built a nice, the new crafting system built a really nice, solid, concrete foundation for them to build a nice crafting house on. But they never built the crafting house. They just kind of plonked a shed and called it a day. So, on that basis, I would probably say it's a combination of BFA with every man and their dog wanting 5 million gold for the Longboy, causing problems, or Shadowlands with the fact that everybody had a shopping list that was much bigger than they wanted of things to spend gold on due to player power. So, yeah, obviously there's some room for definition of, damaged in there, of course, but there we go. That was a 3-minute answer that I didn't expect to take 3 minutes, but it did. Would I be in favor for annual expansions? Sure. I don't. If they were to go, if they were to actually go annual expansions, I have no issues with annual expansions, other than if they want to charge us $60 every year instead of every 2 years, that's going to be a problem. It's not a problem for me personally, because in the grand scheme of things, World of Warcraft makes me more money than it costs me, but I'm the exception to the rule here. For most players of this game, to spend $60 a year on a new expansion and to pay $13 a month for a subscription to it, and to be nickeled and dimed at every opportunity with tendies, with store promotions, with store pets and mounts, it starts to be a touch more than a lot of people would be happy about. Excluding the business model, yearly expansions, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. It means they could probably then smooth, and you kind of half see this already, right? You kind of start to see, because now we've had 0.5 and 0.7 patches regularly. with there being new stuff in 0.5s and 0.7s, they are starting to smooth out this kind of like, it's a new patch, forget everything, do new things. They haven't quite got it right yet, but what they could do if they went to a yearly expansion model of every 12 months, if there's a brand new expansion that's launching, the solid, hard resets that come from patches could be smoothed out, and they could make it one more continuous storyline with, you know, just smaller incremental changes as time goes on. They could still launch a new raid and have a new season, but the storyline aspect of it, the world content of it, could be smoothed out a little bit more. So it just flows better. I think this is one of the problems right now, that the game doesn't particularly flow. Every major content patch turns up and it kind of feels, and 10.2 is definitely going to feel like this. 10.2 is going to feel like almost a full reset again for a lot of people. And gearing is partly the reason for this. When they are jumping basically 2 tiers worth of item levels in one patch, it's going to borderline invalidate anything that you've done up until the launch of 10.2, which is going to be a problem, but is equally why I would expect at BlizzCon us to get an announcement of what the new expansion is and a very good sense of when it's going to come out. I would expect. Now, they're not going to confirm anything, but people are smart enough to put 2 and 2 together, and they'll figure out roughly when the expansion's probably likely to launch. So, in a nutshell, yeah, yearly expansions would be cool. And, as a content creator, there's no denying that it's an expansion launch, which is my Christmas, right? An expansion launch is my Christmas. I get 10 times the views, there's 10 times the traffic to the channels, I make 10 times the revenue on an expansion launch than I do, you know, any other time during. So, yeah, from a purely selfish content creator perspective, yearly expansions, happy days. But obviously that doesn't apply to many people, so... Right, where are these races then? We're in Kalimdor. That's probably not the best start, is it? We need to be over in the Eastern Kingdoms. Should we start at the top and work our way down, or should we start at the bottom and work our way up? One of the two. Should we go Stranglethorn Vale? To monetize more, I wouldn't be surprised if they had some sort of Battle Pass track 2 patches in the future, further expanding the Tendies thing. Yeah, as gross as it sounds, I think they're just waiting for the right time to do it. I 100% agree. Unfortunately, I do 100% agree that I think a battle pass for World of Warcraft is inevitable. Absolutely inevitable. There's no doubt in my mind we will see one at some point. The problem Blizzard and equally Activision have is the timing of it, right? They need to time it right because it will cause backlash. When they add it, it will definitely cause backlash. But there's no doubt in my mind we will see one at some point. Because what's better than making lots of money? Making all the money. And there's this kind of concept very aggressively within the gaming industry of you are leaving money on the table is the phrase that is often used by not having something. Somebody can always choose to not buy something. But you should never provide, if there is a player out there that would buy a battle pass, you should present the option for there to be a battle pass. That's the business side of the, you know, this is the business side of the gaming industry. You want to give players as many different opportunities and options to spend money. They can always choose to not spend. But if you don't provide the option in the first place, there's only one guaranteed outcome of that. But, you know, that's... I don't know if that's overly cynical, but it's kind of the way the gaming industry has drifted. Interestingly, for a long time, Blizzard particularly were, or Blizzard still are, dare I say, quite behind the curve, a lot of other gaming companies, in adoption of this sort of system, these sorts of systems. But over the last few years, you've started to see them play catch up pretty aggressively. Look at Diablo 4, for example. Diablo 4, they have they will sell you a currency, and then they'll sell you, you can easily spend $100 in Diablo 4 if you want to, on top of the price of the game. You'll see this with Warcraft Rumble. Warcraft Rumble is going to print Blizzard and Activision so much money, it's actually ridiculous. This is the first time that Blizzard are going to have a mostly in-house developed, fully free-to-play mobile option. Hearthstone wasn't really there because Hearthstone was made for PC and then ported to mobile just because it made sense. This time round with Rumble, it being a solely mobile proposition, they're tapping into a market that they have. I mean, obviously they have King, right? You got to remember that it's ABK for a reason. Activision Blizzard King. Candy Crush has, paved the way for monetization in the mobile market. But Rumble is going to make Blizzard a lot of money. If they keep developing on it and they are willing to reinvest the money that they make into continually updating the game in a way that companies like Supercell have done with Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, Heyday, all of the games that Supercell make, they will excel their revenue pretty aggressively.
I never gave up hope.
Try the course, try the advanced course, try the reverse course. In theory, do I have to do all of these three? Do I have to do each race 3 times? Or can I just do the reverse? Because the reverse course kind of is the advanced course. And do you get credit for completing the regular course by completing the advanced course? I do have to do... Yes, no. So yes, I need to do them 3 times. No, I don't get credit for... Okay. I'm going to assume was the... Well, I guess we just do each one 3 times then. Got to do them all. Okay. Zoom ins. Remove UIs. And we zoom. Let's get our zoom on. We need to pump the tunes for this. Oh my god, trees. Dear Lord. Whoa! I'm going to say whoa a lot, by the way, just as a warning. It is my favorite word. Can we thread the needle? Thread the needle! That was cool. That was pretty scenic. Pretty scenic. Easy gold. Easy gold. Trees. Wait for Elwyn Forest. Oh, yeah. I hadn't thought about that. Let's, though... Where's our Wipeout playlist? We got a Wipeout playlist. Wipeout soundtrack. Here we go. Oh, now we're cooking.
The Isles have awakened.
This is Zoom Zoom music. Oh, the course has changed. Oh yeah, because this is the advanced one. Of course. Dum dum. Ah, this one's not too bad. This should be an easy gold. Easy gold. Easy gold. Right. Now backwards. Must have been all those years horseback riding with the woes. Whoa, Nelly. I have I ever been on a horse? I worked for a summer at a race course, which taught me in great detail how incredibly dumb horses are. Because I saw, during that one summer, working at a race course, an incredibly British thing to do, by the way. I saw in that one summer horses do the most outrageous things. That sounds like a crappy cable TV program, doesn't it? Horses do the most outrageous things. Tonight, this pony jumps through a fence. Silver? Oh, get out of town with your silver.
I have lived to see them return.
Damn. Let's try again. Did I miss a blob then? I must have missed a blob. Yeah, I saw horses. Obviously, when a jockey falls off the horse for the most part just keeps going. But the problem is there is then no longer a jockey to tell them to stop. So these dumb horses, right? They just didn't stop. Like the amount of effort that had to go into like stopping a horse from just running into the crowd. Outrageous behavior. Silver again? How am I half a second slow?
The Isles welcome you.
For most of the races, glide early on to get 5 or 6 vigor and then zoom the rest of the race. Is that the trick? Half a second indicates to me that I missed a green glowy orb. I need to figure out where it... Did I clip the thing then? Is that maybe what it was? See, that bit felt slow. Oh, I've hit the floor there. I've completely balls that up. Let's try that again.
We serve once more.
Right, let's try this again. I'm not sure if I hit that green orb. Damn. Half a second off still.
The waters flow again.
Okay. I need to see my vigor this time round. Oh, I'm clipping that, aren't I? That's what it is. Hey, fellas. What are you doing? Right. We got this. We got this. Oh, well, okay. Hang on. You have a reset button on the quest, right? Yeah, I know, but then I need to turn my UI on again and find where it is and press it and, you know. I should keybind a macro for it, really. That would be the smart thing. But when do I do the smart thing? This feels faster. Oh, 3.3 seconds off. This is a tough cookie, you know. It's not the horses that are dumb. This is the whole reason humans were able to use them. The horse has pretty bad eyesight as well, so they react the way they can. Not as bad as rhinos, who could run from a butterfly and then charge an elephant, but they are relatives. I mean, I'm still not a fan either way. Whoever we're laying blame on. How can saving vigor early on be the solution here? No, that was way slower. We were miles off the pace there.
The Isles.
I just think I'm missing one of the green blobs, you know. We'll just cut some corners. Be more aggressive on corner cutting. That's an opportunity for me to use a 2. This is what I'm looking for. Where's the best opportunity to press the 2 button? Or the go up button? That bit there is slow. Ah! Mouse problems. Yeah, I run out of vigor here, which is a problem. I need to make sure I've got 1 vigor. That's a 2-button opportunity right there as well. Whoa, come back. Okay. Oh my god, 0.046 seconds off. Shitting hell. Early you glide at 929 speed, which makes up going 1200, 400 the rest of the race. Good pace for surge forward is when the Drake extends its wings as it slows down about every second. They've clearly tuned these a little bit tighter. Whirling surge at the start. I don't know, that's 3 vigor though. I always think that's a bait. I'm going to use a 2 here. If I use a 2 here... Oh, there we go. That's money. That's money. We kept a lot of momentum there. Now we just go for it. Oh, I hit the floor there. I'm pretty certain I hit the floor. Which is game over if you hit the floor. Whoa, that was a rocky start. Okay, there was definitely some problems, that one. Oh my god, we were closer though. We were closer though. Okay, we got this. We got this.
I have lived to see them return.
We got this. Right. I know the plan. Right, out this one we do a 2. And then we dive bomb through it. That helps us keep a lot of momentum. And now we zoom, zoom, zoom. And we don't hit the floor or a tree. Boom! Told you we got it. There we go. There we go. First time, boys and girls. First time. Incredible. Right, Booty Bay. Tick. Okay. First one. First one. Woo! Only took 9 first times. Exactly. Exactly. It was 1 up by Zongrub. Hey, we could do a ZG. We could do a ZG run while we're here. Should we squeeze in a quick ZG run? Break up the. Break up. I mean, I suppose we've only done 3 races. How many different races are there in Eastern Kingdoms? Eastern Kingdoms Cup. Oh my god, that lags my game out. Where's the thing in this? Is it a world event or is it a holiday thing? Dragon Riding Cup. There we go. Okay. Eastern Kingdoms bronze, silver, gold. Blasted Lands, Kraz Works, Ironforge, Lochmadan, Red Ridge, Plague Lands, Searing Gorge, Gurabashi Gala, Fuse Light, Gilneas, Deadwind, Elwyn Forest, Twilight Terror. 13? Okay. And we've done 1. 13 and we've done 1. Okay. I hope to see you playing Path of Exile one day. I feel like you'd really love the merchant aspect of the game. I've toyed with Path of Exile in the past. I've never gone big dick mode in Path of Exile. I'm not gonna lie. In the days where it was either D3 or Path of Exile, I always preferred to just dip back into D3 for a week. It was always, for me, too much of a commitment of brain power to play Path of Exile. While I enjoyed the just kind of arcadey style Diablo 3, pick a barb, spin to win, just delete the screen, flashing lights, that sort of style of an ARPG. Path of Exile 2, though, when that comes out, is probably when I will, dip my toe back in the water. I don't have much desire to go to PoE right now. Should we do a ZG run quickly? As we're here, it would be rude not to, wouldn't it? Be rude not to. Are we in heroic mode? Dungeon difficulty, heroic. Be rude not to. Get us some bee juice. Knowing now that there's 13 of these races, what's 13 times 3? That's a big number, right? That's nearly 40. 40 different races to complete. I do not wish to do all of them in one go. I'm going to spread it out a little bit. We'll go on a bit of a world tour. We'll do some other stuff in between races. If I remember right, it was purples. I think it's purple ones I need from here, more so than anything else. If we can get some more purples, we can, I can't remember exactly what it is we need the purples for. If we get one, we'll find out. But for the most part, I've almost got all of the bijous I need to collect to get all of the recipes and stuff that I need. We just need some bonus ones so we can do the tribute runs. Yellow. Plenty enough yellow ones. Yellow ones are leather and rogue. And more importantly, there's technically still 2 mounts I need from here, so if we can get a mount, it's worth. What's in my sack? My giant sack. Some rocks in my giant sack. Ah, stupid boulders. Oh, what? No way did that hit me. Lies. Fake news. What? Get out of here. I found the tokens drop reasonably fast when fishing, so consider to just put on a movie and fish for a few hours. Was fishing for chest and fished up 2 tokens before I got the chest. Really? I know you can fish in here, but I thought there was only one. Can you just straight up naturally just... Oh, I didn't realize you could get them from just fishing. There's a waterlogged cache that you fish up once a day. Right, mount. Incoming mount. You ready? Hang on. What is it telling me to put on? And why is it telling me to do it? I don't know. Stop it. Incoming mount.
My blood feeds Haka.
Incoming mount. Streamer luck. Never lucky. Never lucky.
Metosome insects. Now you will feel my wrath.
Go on, you can go through the fence. I can't. I'm in combat. No, I'm not. Lies. Very handy with looting, sending the pet to go places you can't. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. That gets me out of jail a few times. That does. Another giant sack. Spread my sack all over the table. Absolutely pun intended. Hello? Die already? Okay, right. Where are you then? There's one. Examine the object. Oh, there's 1, 2, 3. That means the 4th one's over here somewhere. There it is. Bingo. Bingo was his name-o. You're not killing the workers for coins? Hell no, I can buy the coins. Not wasting time on that. The coins are basically free.
Wonders no more.
I mean, what are the coins valued at? Like 14 gold a piece? I'm not wasting time killing things for 14 gold a piece. It basically saves me about 20%, 20-30% of the runtime by not killing everything for coins. So in my eyes, that's definitely worth. In fact, I think at this point I've had so many coins that I've actually made all of the things I need from the coins anyway. I've got them already pre-made. Why kill the crocs though? Because the crocs can drop bijous. All of these villagers and random stuff, I ignore all of this. They only drop coins. Unless, you know, we do this. Another Gurubashi Punisher. Way too many of those things. Yeah, any of the elites in here can drop have the Bijus on their loot table. Every single one a Punisher, pretty much, yeah. They're probably worth more to disenchant nowadays, aren't they? I would guess. Probably. Wild Vine Potion times 2. 400, nearly 500 days ago, I bought a Wild Vine Potion recipe for 30,000 gold. And as far as TSM's concerned, it's still in my bags somewhere else. Ripperoni 30k. I must have bought that when it was unobtainable, not knowing that 1017 was going to be a thing. Oh, I missed the fishing thing. Ripperoni. Why did nothing die? Did I jump when I barraged? Is that what the problem was? It probably was, wasn't it? Come on, fishy, fishy. A lightning eel? Didn't think you got those from here. Come on, fishy, fishy, fishy. There we go. Oh, second cast. Love it. Orange one. Can you, please, for the love of God, stop telling me about random bits of gear to put on that don't make any sense for me to put on? Turn off Gear Advisor. Christ. Zygor, I love you, but you do spam me with some dumb shit occasionally. Better fishing add-on and key binding equals fishing heaven. Yeah, I've been meaning to look at that. Not that I do any fishing ever, which is half the reason why I haven't. But there's if nothing else, it could make a good video. Just, you know, an add-on spotlight type video. Do we have a guide on what was added to ZG and whatever patch it was? I think at the time I predominantly just used the Wowhead article that was floating around for it. I'm not sure if I did too much content on it myself. Video-wise anyway. Predominantly because it was the first time it was a thing and I hadn't really got the format down yet. And obviously the intro side of things is you only need to do it once. And so by the time I'd done it, I'd already done it. But I'm pretty sure there's a simplistic Wowhead article on how to get access to all of this stuff if you haven't already. It was literally only a 5-minute task. It was not like the 10.1 Nax stuff where there was a 2-hour long intro questline attunement process to it. Probably something I should have covered more, to be honest, but
This body is useless.
shoulda, coulda, woulda. Just use one key to cast and collect. Makes the sound louder, so you can really just watch a movie and fish on. Yeah, that sort of stuff is great, I suppose. But much like, I mean, I still fall into the category of, you know, people who claim that they fly around herbing and mining, for example, whilst watching a movie. I'm like, but are you really? I don't know. I guess it's probably as close to AFK fishing as you can get. And I worry that it could be way too easy to keyboard macro and just abuse. I don't even think I've finished leveling up Dragonflight fishing. It's the irony is that fishing is often one of the last things for me to level up because I just don't enjoy it. I way more nowadays have very, very little desire to do the things I don't enjoy in the game. I used to have this kind of must do it because it must be done sort of mindset with WoW. And I would force myself to do aspects of the game that I didn't particularly enjoy just to have things done. But throughout most of Dragonflight, I've been pretty strict with myself that if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it just because there's a carrot on a stick. If the content can't keep me entertained and is, I just, you know, I'm not going to force myself to do stuff. I did kind of break that rule a little bit with grinding the reps on my ults. But that was because I kind of went by the theory that it would probably be useful to me later in the expansion. And hindsight is 2020 on that one, that I didn't need it at all. So it was mostly a waste of time. But this was back in 10.1 when we weren't sure if they were going to expand on the renown paths at all. And I wanted to make sure that my ults were... Or we you know, we didn't quite fully know that each major content patch they'd just give a brand new renown path. We were still a bit dubious to whether they might update them or add more to them or whatever. We didn't know the plans, so I went by the theory it'd be better to have it done and not need it than to need it and not have it done. The honest answer is that I've made some pretty terrible decisions for the most part in Dragonflight. I've had some absolute howlers this expansion. Not choosing to level up an alt army across all of my accounts because I didn't see much value in doing it. I saw more value in leveling the crafting professions and grinding out knowledge points. And then 10.1 turns up with Nax, where having an alt army would have been like, mwah. So that was like, Jesus. I had a flip of a coin and I chose wrong again. Obviously, we had the Dracothis thing, which I still don't particularly think was entirely my fault. It was, you know, exploiters did exploit things, which was a little bit out of my control. I still think my initial approach to Dracothists was correct. It was a bit of a gamble, but like I said, it wouldn't have been anywhere near as much of a gamble if the exploit hadn't existed for quite so long, I think. You can still get that done. I don't think I'm invested in WoW enough to bother with an alt army anymore. I think the reality for me is that, well, if, you know, Nax was a prime... For those players out there that have got 50 to 100 characters leveled up across a few different accounts, Nax has been, like, literally a dream come true. But I'm kind of not totally sad about the fact that I've not been able to fully utilize it because, well, it's fine. That's kind of my approach with WoW now. I'm not as 100% must hop on every single opportunity and squeeze it for everything that it has available. I used to be a lot more like that. I'm just not anymore. I play the game for the most part to have fun. This was a bit of a conscious decision though, because it was starting to feel like World of Warcraft was a job, and I had to make sure I didn't let that become a thing. There's a toss-up, obviously, right? Because from a content creator point of view, it is your job. It is my job. But, like, there's the other side of things. I did not want to be logging in and doing things in WoW just because, it's a really fine line, and it's hard to describe properly.
I have many lucky doos. You like?
Not saying do it now for Nax, but you'll end up not being ready for the next thing too, and the one after that. Yeah, the thought of running 50, 100 characters through multiple time, it just doesn't excite me. And I'm more than happy to forego any future opportunities because getting there doesn't excite me. It just really doesn't. It's not a lost opportunity for me if I wouldn't have enjoyed doing it in the first place.
The waters flow again.
Right, tunes up. Tunes up. Go, go, gadget, go. I wonder if I should turn down the graphics settings to get rid of some of the foliage. That might actually help quite a lot. Literally, I've just got an achievement for something. Is that an exploration achievement? Oh, I sense me hitting a few walls on this one. Oh, it wasn't an achievement. It was a guild invitation. Why do I have guild invites on? How's that? What? Hang on. Options. Oh. Social? Block guild invites. Nice. Right. Advanced. Let's go. Saddens me to know you'll never have the joy of doing UB, Ramp, SP, and BF tens of thousands of times. Missing out on some banger content. Yeah. A streamer without his own guild. Well, it's interesting actually because the Goblin Guild isn't really a thing that works, and it's not because people haven't tried before. This is sort of, you know, goblins are almost the only goblin content creators are usually the only people that have difficulties building their own guilds, because for the most part attracting other goblins to your realm, to your guild, is a detriment more than it is a benefit. And on that basis, I've not actually, since moving to a new server and moving Horde, I've not really had much desire to even be in a guild. It's weird, but right, that gold was easy. That was an easy gold. I wonder if this is just a simple one. Are we going to get this, like, quite literally first time? As long as I don't hit a tree, I think we'll be fine on this one. This is just zooms. Oh, nearly missed that one. Oh, that was a 2 opportunity if ever I've seen one. And that. Okay. I'm starting to see that the reverse version of this might require some different button presses. Because there's more up sections for some reason. No, gold. Easy gold. Nearly 5 seconds easy gold. That was way easier than the Booty Bay one. Way easier than Booty Bay. Right, where are we going next then? If we're doing south, is there one in the Blasted Lands? Yeah, let's go do the Blasted Lands one. Goblin Guild is for one character to keep an extra 10 million. Well, yeah, exactly. That's pretty much all it is. On my old server, I did have a guild, and I had all of my alts in that guild. But I've not needed as much use for that in Dragonflight. Predominantly because I've not been using a guild storage for like easy access for materials and stuff. I've just bought the materials as and when I needed them off the auction. The auction house is my guild. I've kept very, very little sort of supplies on me personally or in my possession. With the almost consistent trending down of prices throughout this expansion, I've had no real reason to stockpile mats for the most part, outside of some very minor occasions. If you're buying more materials than you need, you're just running the risk of their value decreasing and being left holding the bag, really. So a lot of the perks for even having a Goblin Guild are less for me right now. But then again, I'm a dirty, filthy casual nowadays, so. Only hard ones in Eastern Kingdom was Booty Bay and the Twilight Highlands one. Okay.
I have lived to see them.
Yeah, the Booty Bay one took me, I think, 7, 8, 9 first tries. What? I even started that one late. I started that 1 or 2 seconds after I should have done. This is only the normal one though, this is easy mode. That's a 2 opportunity for when we go advanced. Oh no. Oops, we hit the floor. We might not even... Oh no. We might not even get gold on the basic one. Because I've done goofed this one big time. Oops. I mean, I'd be amazed if we even get bronze at this rate. Wow, we still got silver after messing up that bad. The easy mode ones really are easy, aren't they? Okay, let's try that again. Let's try that again. Let's not be quite so flippant that we've got this in the bag. These races are quite fun though. They're well positioned. It's a good way to explore the zones. Oh, I've hit the floor again. One absolute dumb. Oh lord, I've ballsed it up again. Can you believe I've actually scuffed it again? This is easy. What am I doing? One of my guilds banks is just full of mats looted whilst doing own content. Still use it for own Marg. I still think that even old mats, like, just sell them. Like, you can always buy them back again when you need. It doesn't take more than a minute, and then you've just got more gold. One of my goblinry wisdom tips is to not be a hoarder. Sell shit. The only stuff you should realistically be keeping is anything you foresee that might go up in value over time. Now mats, you can argue that the only way that materials go up in value is if there is dramatic levels of inflation. But anything, you know, even then, it's not by much. Okay, let's do the advanced one. Let's hope we have more luck with the advanced one. See, let's just give it a full-on zoom and see how zoom works. It is kind of cool though if you do just stockpile random mats in a guild bank or something to occasionally stumble across that guild bank full of just random stuff, and it's like, ooh. I liken it to when you put on an old winter jacket and you find like 10 euros in the pocket and you're like, wow, cash money, I forgot this existed. You know, it's that warm feeling of finding something you forgot existed. Is there many countries out there that still predominantly use cash? Or has the world moved on from cash now? I can't remember the last time I had cash. Silver? Miles off the pace. Miles off the pace. We are terrible dragon riders.
We serve once more.
Okay. Well, there was clearly a couple of opportunities to do better. I don't remember the last time I had cash either. Yeah, I genuinely cannot remember the last time I even touched cash money. There's actually many places in Finland now where they don't just straight up will not accept cash. They're like, yeah, that's great. I don't want it. Like, if you can't pay by card or mobile pay, believe it or not, we're going, Finland is going, you know, the way of Asia with like WePay. Mobile pay's big over here now. That antiques market I was talking about that we went to, everybody there, they didn't even want to take card. Mobile pay. Everything mobile pay. Here's my mobile number. Send me the money. That was it. Boom. Much better. In Denmark, they have to by law. I think, you know, if you're a major store, I think you probably still have to take cash. But a lot of places, like small restaurants and stuff like that, they're like, nah, we don't want your money. Is not accepting cash even legal? It's still a legal method of paying. I think it differs from place to place. plumbers and skilled labourers make their money by cash because they can evade income taxes that way. Well, I mean, yeah. That's a very old school way of looking at it.
Aspect's grey shine.
I mean, theoretically, anybody can avoid taxes by just not paying them, right? It's, you know, whether you're avoiding it by using cash or not, you are still just not paying taxes. The difference is the same. There's just as many ways. Cash was just the easy way of doing it, for sure. We got to do this in reverse now then. Let's try reverse. Let's see if this gives me any problems. Harder to evade taxes when there's a paper trail though. Yeah, for sure. Oh, cock. I mean, you got to... the thing that... Oh my god, I've done it again. The thing that always interests me is how smart people get at, like, evading paying taxes. It's kind of weird, right? Most people will not get this. And us being a British citizen, I also don't 100% get this, but at the same time I do a little bit more. Finland is one of the very, very few countries on the planet where they actually have no objection. General people have no issue paying their taxes. So much so, in fact, that people actually actively want to pay more taxes. I mean, for the number one reason that if you are paying more in taxes, it means that at the end of the day, you've made more money, right? Nobody's going to turn away more money. You have to make more money to pay more taxes. So ultimately, if you end up having to pay more taxes at the end of the year, then, well, it means I've made more money. There's still more money in my back pocket either way. But I guess it's probably got something to do with the fact that most people here actually genuinely think that the money that they're paying in taxes is going towards stuff that they care about. You know, healthcare is more than reasonable in Finland. One of the very few countries in the world where even university level education is free. You know, some people step out of university with $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 worth of equivalent debt. Not in Finland. If you want, like, the first time you might need to pay for your education in Finland is if you try and get like a master's degree. But even then, there's grants for those. So like everybody has access to an incredibly high level of education, and that's predominantly where a lot of taxes go. I heard you even get paid to go to uni. Yeah, I mean, it's not so much that you get paid, but you are, you know, it's not an expense. If your income taxes are 50 to 60%, then you might think twice about paying all of it. If your income tax is 50 to 60%, you're like, I mean, it means you are earning way above average in the first place. That's kind of the point, right? That's kind of the point of those high tax brackets. You're earning way more than the average person anyway. You're ahead of the curve by earning that much money. You still have more money in your back pocket at the end of the day than most people earn, even after you've paid your taxes. If taxes were actually to do what they're supposed to, I don't think people would have issues paying with it. Yeah, I think this is the problem in a lot of countries now, that people just don't particularly feel as if the money is actually being spent on providing them value, which over time creates a lack of desire to pay them. Oh, there's one in Karazhan, look. Deadwind Derby. Let's go there. I must admit, taxes are frustrating for me. Not that people care, but for reference, because I am in essence self-employed, I actively choose to pay my taxes in lump sum at the end of the year, which is kind of frustrating because I have a bank account that has a lot of money in it, but it's money I'm not allowed to touch. It's kind of my money, but it's not my money. I know come the end of the year, I will make a very large transaction in one go, which is remarkably painful to sit and watch it for the until I have to do it. But whereas if it just automatically gets taken out of your pay packet, it's easy to just kind of like forget about it. Not as easy to forget about when I have to actively deal with it. Where in the world is this race? Is it on top of the tower? Haha. Right, grab a quick drink before we do this. Grab a quick drink-a-rooney. In fact, I'm going to take a quick ad break for 2 minutes, boys and girls. I'll take a bathroom break. We'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Entertain yourselves for 2 minutes. Okay. That was the fastest bathroom break in history. Right, let's get this race on the go. This is a fun one. Let's have a look, shall we? Oh god, this is Tree City, isn't it? Oh my lord. I tell you what though, this is cool because this is one of the areas in the game where nobody has really explored it much at all ever. Because this was just, even, you know, even back in the day, this was nothing more than just a path from A to B. There was no real, I mean there was like 5 quests out here or something silly. And then there was Karazhan, that was it. Oh god, this is going to be a nightmare on advanced. That's going to be spicy on advanced. Alright, there were quests.
The Isles welcome
Right,
you.
let's give this a go. Advanced could be a more tricky situation. I sense some creative use of zooms on this one is going to be needed. Or maybe, because it's so tight, maybe they'll have given you a little bit more leeway on the time. Oh, that could have done with a boost. Do you see that cheat code, boys and girls? We went over. We went over, not under. Cheat code. Wow, we smashed it. 8 seconds off. And that was the advanced one? Okay. Maybe they were a bit more lenient on the time. Because this is a bit of a windy. Ah, it's very different backwards. My brain doesn't know where it's going. Oh, this is a fun one, though. I like this. Oh! Did we get it? Gold! 9s! Okay, that one was really easy. Even backwards. Loads of leeway there on that timer. For sure. Okay, we smashed that one out. Duskwood is the one over here. Negative. What about Westfall? There's got to be one in Westfall. There isn't one in Westfall. I was expecting to go flying around the beach on this, maybe, and through the chasm. Maybe not. Red Ridge Mountain. Okay, there's one in Red Ridge. Let's go this way. Off to Red Ridge. Is there not one in Swamp? Oh, there isn't one in Swamp of Sorrows at all. Okay. That seems odd. That seems like a really prime place to put... I suppose they can't put one in every zone, can they? I mean, they can. Ha! Well, you look at Red Ridge like this, the zone looks really small. But when you're running around this place at level 15 on foot, it feels monstrous. Mahusiv. Where's the rare? Go kill the rare. Wait, what the fuck? Why has this rare got so much health? Hello? Why is this a level 70 rare? What the fuck? Since when do rares level scale up to your level? Huh? Red Ridge Tarantula Egg. Go on. Spirit of the Bested? The spirits of the different rare beasts of Kul Tiras and Zandalar are won through valiant combat. Mallet of the Thunderous Skill. Oh! This is because it's part of the flipping Tools of the Trade thing. Oops. Huh. Tiny Azurite Splinter. Don't mind if I do. Sure. Well, we got ourselves a 19 gold pet. In the money. In the money. Yeah, profession achievements will probably thank me for getting that. When I finally get around to getting them all. Funny T-Mobile drama today. We are not raising the price of any of our plans. We are moving you to a newer plan with more benefits at a different cost. Hello? What? Oh, so they're charging you more, but they're not charging you more for the same plan. They're moving you to a different plan that is just happens to be more expensive. So, yeah, that's when corporations use corporate lingo to try and distract you from reality. Fucking hell, T-Mobile. You can opt out of it by the 17th, I think. Lord. T-Mobile were always scumbags for doing things like that. Although, back in the day, T-Mobile had one of the best in the early smartphone era. T-Mobile had the best tariff in existence. There was one called Flex, £35 a month, and you got like £180 of credit to spend.
I have lived to see them.
Now, in today's terms, that sounds actually bonkers because everything's unlimited and all sorts of stuff, but back in the day, that was best in slot. Especially when I got even that half price. Happy. I'm so old. I need to not be so old. It's embarrassing. Whoa, we go back on ourselves. Oh, we're gonna go through the castle! Cool. I like the castle. I didn't like the elite enemies in there, but I like the castle.
The waters flow again.
Phone company finally put fibre in a month ago. They sent a person to my door twice now trying to force me to switch by guilting me into taking their offer. But we gave you fibre. They said if you do not let us install, you might not have internet in a year. I hate to be the bearer of bad news there, but they're probably not lying. Copper cable based internet is a thing of the past. If you opt out of a fiber optic connection, you might very quickly have issues. Or your alternative will be is that the only option they will provide you with will be a mobile internet connection, which is not good if you are into gaming. I on the other hand have gone far out of my way to make sure I have fibre. when myself and Mrs. Manthius were looking for I mean, before we moved into this place, before we bought this place, we'd been kind of casually looking for a while. I had only 2 requirements. I let the wife pick the location. I let the wife pick, the style of the house, all sorts. Was not fussed, not bothered. My only 2 requirements is that there is a dishwasher or a adequate space to put a dishwasher in said kitchen, and fibre. They were the only 2 requirements I had. If both of those boxes were ticked, if there was a tick next to those 2 criteria, whatever. Wife can pick the rest. Not bothered. They were my only requirements. It did frustrate her because the areas she wanted to move to had not had fibre installed yet, and I was not going to settle for a flipping 4G, 5G SIM card based internet connection as a YouTuber and live streamer. That was not happening. I was like, I want a solid fixed line internet connection, or we are not buying the house. It's quite simple. And a dishwasher. Everything else, not bothered, whatever. Zooms? Whoa, where did we go? Gold? Gold? Yes, all the golds. Triple first timer. That was quite a fun one. I like that. I like that. Sacrificed sushi for fibre. Well, I had the same internet speed at my old place, but we lived far more in the city, so it was an easy come by. Moving out to the country and keeping fibre was not simple. Just moved, waiting for fibre as the local cabinet doesn't have enough ports currently. Using hotspot connection currently. Oh, that's so painful. I feel for you. Stable landline and a dishwasher. It's all you need. It's literally all you need. Life is simple if you don't overcomplicate it. That's my theory. Why stress about shit that you shouldn't need to? Oh, and I would preferably prefer it if I order something online, it turns up at my house. There is... one of my biggest frustrations with this country. Let me clarify, for reference, I love Finland. It's a fantastic country. I'm more than happy to live here. But if there was to be one pet peeve with this country, it's their postal service system. Their postal service is called Posti. Post with an I at the end. Typical Finnish spelling, right? Their postal service is dog shit. Like, so bad. Horrendous. Worst in... Oh my god. Borderline third world. If you order something online, you would kind of half expect it to be delivered to your house. That's kind of one of the big reasons you order shit off the internet, right? You get a knock on the door, somebody gives you a parcel. Great. No, you order something online and they will take it and they will leave it in the supermarket a mile down the road. So I still have to leave the house to get it. God damn third world country. Unbelievable. Actually ridiculous. Oh, and the kicker is they still charge you for that. They charge you $7 or $8 for delivery to bring it close to your house. I would rather save myself $7 or $8 and go to the shop and buy it anyway. If I have to go to the shop to pick it up, ugh, it's so annoying. I thought the Royal Mail in the UK was terrible until I moved here. Oh my god, I'd take the Royal Mail any day of the week.
Once more.
Anyway, Ranthius ran over. Apologise any Finns. You probably know your postal service is dog shit though. Grinds my gears. Everything else about your country is fantastic though. But fuck me, try and order something off a website. Even like courier services, by the way. You can look at a website and they're like, oh, they send it via DHL or they send it via FedEx or something like that. You're like, oh, surely that will turn up at my house. No. No, you get a text message saying, we have left it at the local Arkiosky, the local newsagent. Well, fuck me. If I wanted to leave the house, I'd have just bought it from the shop anyway. Unbelievable. Which is actually why one of the very first things I did when we moved to this new place was get very well acquainted with the postman. I'm on first name terms with our postman. I look after him, he looks after me. I realise that that is a trick in life. My postman now has my mobile number and will call me half an hour before he has anything that even comes remotely close to my house. It's a blessing. Having at one point managed an e-commerce site that delivers in Finland, I understand. Yeah. Your washing machine was just delivered to the supermarket. Yeah. How would you rate our delivery service? -5 stars, please.
I never gave up hope.
Oh, I've just dismounted at the start of the race. Well, that's not wise, is it? Let's try that again. Okay, I went so hard into rant mode there, I actually have forgotten which mode of this I've completed and which one I haven't. I think this is the... Oh, well, it's little green ball, so this must be the advanced one. I haven't done this in reverse. God, this is a good zoomer one, this. Holy smoke. I like this one. Trees galore. Holy sugar plums. Keep mashing that speed button. Oh my god, I cannot believe I missed all of those trees. Boom. Go! Smashed it. Absolutely smashed the pants off it. Right, now reverse. Reverse could be a different story. In Australia, it's a game of chance. Post picks the time of day to come to your house. If you're not there, you're just done. Right, okay. You have to go to the post office within business hours. Now I have to leave work to pick up a parcel. Yeah, that's not fun. Actually waiting on a delivery from Amazon.co.uk. Closest place UPS would deliver the whiskey glass is another part of the town from where I live. Best part is that I cannot even change the default delivery hub closer, even though they have service closer to me. Ordering anything from Amazon is painful. I've actually learned since moving to Finland, if I want to buy anything from Amazon, I buy it from Amazon.de, the German version of the site. As it then tends to come from a European warehouse and doesn't have any stupid Brexit-related issues. Import-export taxes and all that sort of shenanigans. If you order it from the German Amazon, it's usually pretty foolproof. Whoa, this is a cool one. I like this race. Now, there was one part where I amazed even myself I didn't hit 12 trees, so let's hope that we don't do the same mistake. The problem is I don't... Whoa, that was close. Jesus. Oh no, I've ballsed it up. I've done goofed. Okay, try again. Doing the same though the Germany site didn't have the product. Oh, okay. Last time I ordered something off Amazon, it actually it took a real weird trip to get here. The cool thing about Amazon is you can track where your parcel is. It went through about 4 European countries before it got to my door. It amazes me how they that didn't cost an arm and a leg to do. But, you know, logistics is ultimately their game, right? That's their problem. Whoa! That was a tree. I think I hit the thing. At this point, I don't even know if I'm hitting the rings or not. It's all good. It's all good. Reverse gold. We are smashing these. The irony being is the only one that's given us a problem so far was the very first one. Burning Steps. There's got to be one around here somewhere. Not in Burning Steps. Badlands? Of course there's a Badlands one. Okay. There's a Searing Gorge one, is there? We've got, apparently... That doesn't look right. That doesn't look right at all, does it? We must have done way more than that. Can we shift... Which one is the button to refresh this? Shift-click this. There we go, that's better. It now thinks we've done a lot more of them. Why does it still only state that we've got, like, none of that done? Where are the achievements in here? Dragon riding. Challenge stuff. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 still to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 done. Oh my word, we're not even halfway. This is going to be this is going to be a 2-stream thing at this point. I didn't realize there was quite so many races. They're fun though. Some of these races have been pretty good. Pretty good. Where are we going? This way. I'm really glad that they've increased the draw distance for the old zones. Now you can see like almost infinitely further. It's really cool. If you actually to go like really sky high and look at the landscape now, they've increased the draw distance. It makes the game look incredible. You can kind of do this if you can pull the map into like some third-party software. I know Samadan's done that, but you can literally see almost as far as the eye can see now. Well, of course, but they've massively increased the draw distance. And then you think that they made this first initial zone like for vanilla. Like, it's mad. We're going this way, apparently. Where is the race? Oh, we're still miles away from it. It's all the way over here. I also don't really think I've ever properly looked at this from such a vantage point. Odds on there still being... No, that's not it, is it? Where's the... Where was the... Oh, it was outside Blackrock Stronghold, wasn't it? Where the raw gold shenanigans was going on. Okay, round here somewhere. Where have you gone? There you are. Right, I like the Wipeout playlist, but I need something a little bit more simple, a little bit more straightforward to listen to. Something less headache inducing, if I'm going to be honest.
The Isles have awakened.
Right. More chill. We're going with more chill. Hey, fireballs on the easy version. Dragon riding is definitely a cool addition to the game. There's no denying that. I do hope they stick with it. If they don't stick with dragon riding going into the next expansion, I think it'll be a real shame. Unless, of course, they have something else, you know, up their sleeves. Oh, I'm on fire. Okay, the likelihood is that this is not going to be a successful run now, but let's at least see what it looks like on advanced. Okay, that's not going to be gold, but we're close enough. And we did hit a fireball at some point there, so I knew where we messed up.
We serve once.
Right, we should have this now. As long as I don't hit a fireball, we should have this. Concentration face is on. Although this bit feels slow. Well, that was pretty fast though, for an uphill bit. Oh no, I didn't save an up thing for that one. Oh, we still got gold. Just. Woo! Spicy. We got it, though. We got it.
The waters.
Right, reverse. Let's go backwards. Why is the backwards... This doesn't feel very back... Oh, I guess it does. Oh, I'm out of vigor though. Oh, this is not smooth. This is not smooth. We might have done goofed on this one. Oh, I've hit a fire orb and all. Okay, that's tragic. That's this run done for. Bronze. Oh, we still got silver. Okay. That definitely wasn't gold worthy.
Grace shine down.
Okay. Up to start. That wasn't too bad. Don't hit a fire orb. Kind of conserve our vigor a little bit here, as it's a faster section. We don't need to be going 200 miles an hour all the time. Oh no, that was not the right button to press. Oh, I might have saved it though. Gold? Yes! Okay, that one was not quite as easy. That was probably the second most challenging one, I reckon. Booty Bay still takes the the gold medal for annoying ones, but that was I had to concentrate there. You may notice that I, kind of forget that I'm streaming and should be actively engaging in some conversation. That was a bit more challenging. Fun though. Right, where's next then? Searing Gorge. Yeah, somebody said there was a Searing Gorge one. Let's go get that one done before we go too far north. We're about, I don't know, we reckon we should be halfway now, I reckon. I think that was 7. Was that 7 out of 15? Basically halfway. Okay, we might do this last one. Then I might need to go get me some food. I'm really, really quite hungry. I had a very light breakfast, unfortunately, which was, in hindsight, a bad idea. But I woke up late. I'm tempted to play some COD though. I might play through the Call of Duty campaign. I've not played a Call of Duty game for such a long time. And I think this new one, Modern Warfare 3, has got... Oh, well, let me put it this way. I've seen a bunch of people complaining that it's all the same maps again. But I didn't... You know, these are all the nostalgia maps for me. I'm tempted to go play Modern Warfare 3. That will... If you're a hardcore... all day, every day Call of Duty fan, I can understand why this new one feels like a bit of a cop-out. But for me, who hasn't played a Call of Duty game in many years, this one actually looks quite attractive to me. And since it's on Battle.net, and I basically get it for free, it's almost why not. And you guys could see how aggressively bad I am at FPS games. I mean, you got a sneak peek of that with Cyberpunk, but Cyberpunk isn't completely an FPS game, is it really? I mean, it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. Not in the same way COD is. Oh, that's a really short one. That's like 20 seconds long. 42 seconds, that one. Easy business. I haven't done any time walking dungeons though, have I? I need to get my time walking dungeons done.
Is that your wallet? Or are you just glad to see me? Both, I hope.
Senti with a 15, my man, thank you very much. Do appreciate it. Good afternoon to you. Oh no, this is slow. Oh, we might have rescued it with that. That was pretty... That was a clutch play. Okay, this is a shorter one. Oh no, we missed it by 0.3 of a second. Oh, we're terrible.
We serve once more.
Right. We got this. I'll also let you boys and girls into a little secret. I've been playing Factorio again. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. I need to get my fix out of the way though. It's I've been spending a lot more time recently playing other games and I'm feeling so much better for it, which is odd, an odd thing to say. And this kind of goes to reiterate a little bit more of kind of what I was talking about earlier, of that I started to get the feeling that World of Warcraft was becoming a job and I didn't like it. And so I'm actively seeking against that sort of mentality. Ooh, gold? Gold! Wow, that was clutch. But playing some other, going out there, playing some other games from time to time, getting my Factorio fix out the way is very refreshing. I thought about streaming it, but I was playing it in the evenings, and if I'm brutally honest, I wasn't doing anything particularly fancy. I borderline, should we say, borrowed a blueprint book of a 90% pre-built base, so I was doing absolutely zero thinking, and I just built it. That's kind of, it's not entertaining, but it's the kind of way that, oh hello, that's not the route at all, is it? Oh no, I've balls that up. What did we do there? I went off track for a random zoom, and that was not the play. We balls that up. Wow, we still got silver though.
We serve once more.
Right. Reverse, let's go. Sometimes I wonder, you know, if I share too much on my stream. I don't have much of a filter when I stream, this is the problem. And thoughts that come into my mind tend to fall out my mouth. And like I said, I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but... It's, I don't know. It's transparent at least, isn't it? Wow! Smashed it by 3 seconds. Easy mode. Easy. Okay. Right. I think that has been a relatively successful first bash at the Eastern Kingdoms Cup. We have 8 out of the 15 races complete. We have worked up from the south. We have snaked our way up north. We are heading to Dunmorah next to Ironforge next. Is there one in Loch Madan? There is a one in Loch Madan. Okay, we might continue up. We'll see. I mean, if I do some dragon races this evening, I might throw the stream up to do some dragon races. Alternatively, as it is Friday, this could be it for the week. Now, I know I've not streamed all that much this week. I had a bit of a busy IRL for the first couple of days, and it wasn't all totally Factorio related, honestly. I had a bit of a busy start to the week, so we might throw up the stream this evening. I enjoy our Friday evening streams from time to time, but I'll see what the wife has planned. If the wife has plans this evening, we will. I will kibosh that to spend some time with the wife. But otherwise, I wish you a wonderful weekend, boys and girls. Thank you all for joining today. Hope you've enjoyed. Make sure you get cracking with your Eastern Kingdoms Cup, because this event does end next Tuesday, is it? It ends on Tuesday. So you've got the weekend to bash through this if you wish. If you enjoy the dragon races, get on it, as it will disappear. It will disappear. Evening stream equals beer, so obvious enjoyment. Well, that's also true. If we do an evening stream, we can have a few bevs, and it can be a little bit more relaxed. But anyway, boys and girls, thank you all for joining. Have yourselves a great weekend if I don't see you later. And either way, we'll be back on Monday. Have a good weekend. Peace.